Hello, BookTube. This is Time My Last Book Reviews. My name is Albert, and I'm truly thrilled to bring you a very unique memoir today. It's titled Raised Eyebrows: My Years Inside Groucho's House by Steve Stoliar. I came across this memoir a few years ago in an interview with Rob Zombie, the rock star and film legend himself. He was very influenced by the Marx Brothers. If you didn't already know, some of his characters in his movies are named after famous characters played by Groucho Marx, including one in particular, Captain Spaulding. Yep, that creepy guy. Rob Zombie apparently tried to get this book made into a movie. Like, he bought the film rights, he tried to make it into a movie. Fortunately, he couldn't make it happen. Here's the story. Steve Stoliar in the early 70s was a college student at UCLA. And during this time, there was a big renaissance in the Marx Brothers films. So you have to remember, no blockbuster video, TV was very limited. The only way you can get to see an old movie was if your theater got a copy of it and showed it to you. That was the only way. So all these Marx Brothers movies are being released, except for one of the big ones, a film called Animal Crackers. It was still locked in the vault for some reason. So this guy, Steve Stoliar, started a campaign. Like, before social media, he essentially started an early social media campaign and got Animal Crackers released from the vault. And the strangest thing happened after that. Put yourself in his position. If you're a fan who got to meet your idol, like, not only did he successfully get this film Animal Crackers released out of the vaults, he ends up getting employed by Groucho. And not only does he get employed by Groucho, he works inside of Groucho's house. Ooh. Think of your favorite idol and imagining that happening to you. As you can imagine, living in the home of a comic genius, there's so many great stories, so many ups, but there are also a lot of downs too. After all, Groucho Marx, he was a human being just like the rest of us, had his own issues. But in addition to that, there was another presence in the house. It was Groucho's girlfriend. And to say that was a bit of a down was quite an understatement. It was actually criminal. Nothing out of the ordinary. It turns out Groucho's girlfriend, she was after Groucho's money. And she did all sorts of evil, wicked things. Like, she would pit Groucho and his family members against each other, like his own children, his own siblings. Essentially, she was keeping Groucho isolated. And Groucho had a couple of full-time employees, like his own cook. Apparently, the cook was in Groucho's will. If she was employed by Groucho at the time of his death, she would receive $10,000. In the early 70s, $10,000 is quite life-changing. But Groucho's girlfriend made it so insufferable, the living conditions so insufferable, so awful, that she actually got this cook to quit. So oh Lord, a lot of evil deeds done by this person inside Groucho's house. This was truly some read. Like, if you yourself or anyone you know, love old Hollywood, love all comedy, holidays around the corner, this might make a good gift for them. If they're a fan of this era, they'll read this book in a day. It goes by that fast. I was thinking about this when I said that this was a very unique memoir. It's a memoir by a fan. This incredible experience he got. I'm trying to think other biographies, not necessarily written by that person, but maybe it was written by their family member, maybe their children. Other than that, I can't think of a single other memoir that was written by a fan like this. So, if you guys know of any, please let me know down below, because I would surely love to find them and read them. As far as the review goes, I think it's best to leave it at that, because I'm fully well aware maybe a lot of people are not familiar with Groucho. But if you want a taste of the man and his outrageous comedy, there's a great old interview, which I will link in the description box down below. Highly worth the watch. And with that, folks, we are now done with Nonfiction November. And next week, I'll have my first fiction review. I was thinking really hard about this. My first fiction review, what book do I want to choose? Well, I finally decided on one thanks to our girl MJ over Reading This Life. And recently she put out a video about banned books. It was, I'd say, very passionate and definitely resonated with me. And I'll be sure to link that video in the description box down below too, so you can watch it for yourself. So all these banned books were running through my mind. I'm thinking, which one could I review first? And it turns out one of my all-time favorites actually was the second most challenged book in 1999. I actually looked that up. It was also made into a very popular movie. I would tell you all about it, but, it's a rule. I'm not allowed to talk about it. I mean, I guess I could make an exception if you guys all hit that like button. I want you to hit that like button as hard as you can. See you next Sunday.